Planet of the Fakes, and Pig Star HH News. Trigger warning, murder. Garett Foster was murdered last night peacefully protesting at a Black Lives Matter protest in Austin, Texas with his fiancée, Whitney, who is a quadruple amputee because of serious medical negligence. She was thrown off her wheelchair and he was shot 3 times. Say his name, great man. I'm so sorry for your loss. Garett's name, unfortunately, will be added to the list of martyrs that have lost their lives fighting peacefully for righteousness. Exclamation mark. Garett Foster. Regina Joseph. People laugh because of the couple. He's white, she's black. She's an amputee and he's not, but he was very much in love with her. It's generally haters laughing, are complete idiots. Just ignore them. People always wanna be mean. Everyone laughing are rednecks. Fabian Antonio Rubio no dipshit. He stated that all the counter-protesters were pussy, then he proceeded to point his weapon at a counter-protester and found out he was the pussy. Yes, he stated that on public TV. It is on tape and he was recorded approaching the car that was surrounded and pointing his weapon at the driver. Never point your weapon unless you plan to use it. William Cosmo 100% agree. Never point your weapon and play games. Win stupid prize. But why laugh at someone dead? Fabian Antonio Rubio. I'm not laughing. They might be laughing at the irony of his remarks that he was against pussies, but found himself a lion instead. Michelle Skutnik. No, they laugh because he was the aggressor and put his life in his own hands when he aimed his AK-47 at the vehicle that was being accosted by protesters, and was shot while the driver was defending themselves. Doing research will fix your ignorance. No answers, only questions. It just helps to remember that regardless the improvements, correction and support, Americans live in a country with some sick, jealous and racist people. Life has taught me that there are many beauty and loving people in this world, who want to live peacefully together. But let's understand, a man or woman with no hope and no job can be a threat. There are white communities, black and Hispanic communities that I know not to go in, drive through after certain hours. Not because the people in these communities are bad, it about what a man or women with their backs against the wall will do without hope. Crime will increase as people lose their jobs and racism will increase as jobs disappear. So continue to pray for America but vote to ensure that our leaders are not the ones feeding the flames. OMG, this is a sad ending, you know, as if this woman don't have enough to worry about. I can only imagine what she is going through. I am at a loss for words, like on some real shit. I can't even find the words right now. I am so sorry for their loss and may the Alpha Omega be with his family. I am sorry. Damn. No words from this vet. Just solemn. The only person I heard getting shot in Austin that night had a rifle and they were surrounding a car and attacking it, but if this is a guy, he got what he deserved. I didn't hear nothing about the girl. Definitely sorry about her. This guy was armed and approached a vehicle that was trying to drive on a road. Protesters attempted to swarm the vehicle to stop it from driving on a road. Lol. The individual pointed his firearm, which was a AK, at the car and the car individuals shot him in self-defense. In the comments is a video of him saying he can't use his AK against the police cause he would be dead. Well, I guess he tried to use it against a civilian and guess what, he ended up dead. Chris Harvey. Holy shit, Chris Harvey. Seems to me he asked for it. Brenda Medley. Exactly, he flexed a little too hard for his fiancée and got killed. Very sad. But there are no reports that have her being anywhere near the scene and getting thrown out of her chair. Also, he approached a surrounded vehicle and fired 5 shots from his AK-47, to which the driver shot back and Garett died. This was not murder, this was attempted murder that was rightfully defended. Texas is a stand your ground state. Sad but fake news. Please research the incident. Eyewitnesses report that he did indeed carry an AK-47, but it was pointed to the ground. As he walked up to the car, the driver pulled out a handgun and fired 3 shots. There was no provocation besides him walking up to a driver who had, before, attempted to drive his car into a crowd. Please research further. This is more nuanced than what the headlines say, but it is not what you post here. Bettina Matthias. Watch the live feed video. You can even hear 2 sets of gunfire, 5 shots then 3 shots. If you know anything about guns, you can hear the difference between a rifle and a pistol. Even the fact that there were 5 7.62x39 casings found kinda proves my point. Even Antifa advocates admit he shot first. Lol. Austin Saunders, who was standing their ground. The driver, in a public street that was blocked off by the city. You are kidding, right? Tracy C. Miller. Never did I say the driver wasn't at fault for driving into the crowd, but the driver never hit anyone. The driver stops before he hit someone. He was then surrounded by at least 100 people banging and punching and kicking his car, and then was approached by a man with an AK-47 who shot 5 times at his vehicle, and then the driver took out his pistol, shot the man 3 times, defending his life. So yes, the driver stood his ground. You most definitely hear a rifle go off first, 5 times, and then a pistol 3 times. It's sad, and I support peaceful protesting. Hell, even a lil anarchy boot doesn't change the fact that you hear a rifle, what Garrett was carrying, go off 5 times, and a pistol, which he was shot with, go off 3 to 4 times. Sounds like he shot first. Pat Gunter. The video says otherwise, but I am curious what their investigations find, if there is another shooter or not. Web links. This is the follow-up article. The police chief acknowledges that the guy in the car shot first, though Foster did approach the car with his gun up. The car is reported by eyewitnesses to have been driving aggressively through and towards the crowd, which is likely why Foster approached it. Subsequent shots are thought by police to have come from individuals in the crowd as the vehicle sped away. Again, the cops are fairly certain the timeline is. Car approaches protesters in a dangerous manner. Via eyewitness accounts, you can even see the car whip round the corner in an earlier linked video. Foster approaches vehicle and, at some point, points his weapon at it. Driver of the car shoots and kills Foster. This does imply the driver had a readied weapon at this point. Car speeds off. Someone in the crowd takes pot shots at the fleeing vehicle. Austin Saunders. I'd suggest just deleting this thread, as I'm sure you'll want the actual evidence from police to be out there instead of what you heard from Antifa advocates. Bettina Mathias. The live video feed shows, and has audio, where you can hear the rapid fire of his weapon. Joseph Peterson. That article is not the official police statement because it hasn't even been given yet. And the video doesn't support that statement. You never hear the car drive off, only the 2 sets of gunfire. And even if all of that is true, if a man points a rifle at someone, that person has a legal right to defend their life. It's called the Stand Your Ground law. Texas has it and my home state has it. But I won't take the thread down just because you think you are right. Austin Saunders. If you are not comfortable using the local news reporting directly about the incident, I can just link the police chief talking about it. Here you go. At no point does the officer say that Foster fired. The guy who shot Foster did not say Foster shot, merely that Foster pointed a gun at him. Again, both the police and the guy who shot Foster agree that he did not shoot. The police also note that someone called in to say they fired the second round of shooting. Nothing supports your idea that this was attempted murder that was rightfully defended. Texas does have its own, famously generous, laws. Stand your ground. That's correct. The courts, I am sure, will have their day about if the shooting was justified or not. That's a whole other issue, though, and not what I am looking at here. I think it's important to stick to the facts, and painting a dead man as an attempted murderer isn't factual. It's just kind of gross, you know, dude. Bettina Mathias and some witnesses say he pointed the gun at the driver. These so-called peaceful protesters have to go back to work and school. Too much stupid time on their hands. They can protest but not work and not catch or spread COVID-19. If someone pointed an R at me, I'd shoot them too. Because it'd be fearing for my life. But I also see a car driving into a crowd, I'd want to protect my life too and the ones around me. Full video link in the description. Like, follow, share, subscribe and comment, hit the bell.